Hey guys, what is going on? Dylan here. What I got for you today is the second part of the Vidoc Becoming Legend. I don't know if they're doing more. I know that part 1 and part 2. I don't think they're doing a part 3. I think this is it. This one is Shaping the Magic. We reacted to the first part. That is on the channel if you'd like to go watch that. But we're going to talk about, I'll try not to stop it too much again, but we're going to talk about the stuff that we see in here, my thoughts, observations, and then at the end I may talk about the final shape and what I expect a little bit if more is revealed to us. Anyways, enough blabbering. Let's go.
This team and Bungie in general is all about collaboration. Testers, designers, effects artists, animation, all these sources of input from everywhere coming together, and like that was magic for me.
Becoming Legend, Part 2, Shaping the Magic. Have you noticed? Ooh, Kvostov. Nice shot of Kvostov. Have you noticed on the guns, there's like clubs, hearts, and stuff? I wonder if that's going to play into Cade like with Ace of Spades at all. Probably not, but, you know, that theory, I guess, could be made. Kvostov looking nice over here.
It felt a little like a love letter at times. We really thought about bringing that forward to the weapons. Like Kvostov.
Kvostov!
It's the first gun you get. There has to be the narrative bookends of the first gun I got in the game. It's here in the Pale Heart. It's like this old friend returned. How do you make this thing really good and really powerful without making it not what it is? And that was really challenging. What we ended up deciding on is it is about your skill. Oh, it's all in the wrist. A little like it's gonna bounce several times down this line of guys. You're just really good at bouncing this bullet. It's fate almost.
This thing's dope.
Help!
Yeah, and we
Holy
were in the number 7 as many.
What? I mean, I knew it ricocheted, but did you see that? I just assumed it would ricochet off like a guy or two. That was like a full, holy crap.
Places as we could.
Kvostov gonna be
Bouncing
amazing.
7 times.
That's so
Got a bunch of
awesome.
sevens in its stat. You get 7 bouncy bullets when you pick up an orb of power. Bungie has a long legacy of
7
loving the
bouncy
number
bullets.
7, and this felt like the right place for it. Cade has this iconic hand cannon that in a lot of ways has become a
Ace of
symbol.
Spades.
We took Ace of Spades and we went, where's the rest of the deck of cards? We had this really cool
Nice.
opportunity
I was
to
just-
theme
okay.
all the Pale Heart weapons
Diamond.
after different suits.
It has this two-tone
That's pretty cool.
feel to it. The opposite side of the gun is the inverse of that idea. They look freaking
That is
awesome.
really cool
It also
looking.
has like these fantasies of characters that have influenced Cade. These guns are part of his past.
We wanted something that you can't do with any of your other weapons, and we came up with no hesitation. It shoots these harmonic bullets that if you're targeting an enemy, it'll hurt them and burn them, but if you're shooting an ally, it'll heal them.
Yup.
Love this thing. Oh, I'm so glad.
We
Very
had to build
excited
a
for
lot
that.
of the language,
Very excited for that.
and with the new cool little Guardian health bars, you can see that. The
Can we just talk about how clean the UI looks in here? Like everything just kind of on the, you can't see my hand. It's everything right here. I've noticed it in a couple clips. It's just like on the bottom left here. It looks just so clean and so nice. Yeah, I'm very excited to use this. I'm very excited to see the possibilities, especially with the giant Well of Radiance nerf. I'm excited to see the possibilities that this weapon has.
healing effect on it is very strong. For a while, we were calling it the Just Don't Die gun. It has its own little energy bar, like the glaive does, and that energy bar is charged by any damage whatsoever.
It's like, we know what we did.
I was wondering if that was going to be viable in PvP, but
Since
maybe
you are
not.
returning to the Traveler, we wanted to focus on bringing new supers to the light subclasses.
For Song of Flame, we wanted to plus up Radiance from Destiny 1 and have it be combat focused.
Yeah, baby, let's go!
If you remember Radiance from D1,
Solar Warlocks
has
unite!
Fire wings. We kind of ate that visual space with Dawnblade, where you've got these like awesome flame wings. In a split second, if a player sees a character solar with wings, they're going to see that it's Dawnblade. We had to come up with something different.
Zach, our VFX artist, came up with the idea of this halo around you, like a medieval painting.
This is the one I'm most
Twilight
excited for right here.
Arsenal
I mean,
is
I'm a
one-off
Warlock main,
super
but this thing
that
looks
also
awesome.
creates these axes. Coming up with
You can pick it back
visuals
up and
for
throw it,
that
too.
axe, it was an interesting challenge. How do we want to root this in Destiny? We took a lot of inspiration from Titan's shield. What would it feel like if the axe was the shield broken up? And when you look at it side by side, you can definitely see that connection between the two.
Storm's Edge, we wanted to call back to Arcblade in Destiny 1. Throwing the dagger and zipping over there, blowing up stuff. How long do you have in the super? Initially, you had a long time. Yeah,
24 seconds. We did not earn any friends in those playtests.
no,
the
people
first
were pretty
day.
mad. But we toned it down, and now you only have 12 seconds, and it's a lot more reasonable.
We found a problem where when you grapple and then you cast Blink Dagger out of it, I fall to the floor, right? Whereas if I'm in midair and I Blink Dagger, I should be held in midair, right? And it sucks. So I want to fix it.
It's the things like
I like seeing stuff like that.
the way the rumble spikes and then falls back off. We need all of our abilities to feel awesome.
We want to make it so that the controller melts away. You stop thinking about, what do I have to do? And instead you just inhabit your character and you don't have to think about it. The game just plays.
The great thing about Prismatic was every playtest we did, the feedback got better and better. We have gone back and forth on what starter builds that players will get in Mission 1.
Okay, we're going to start the Titans with Stringer's Lash, their strand aspect, and Knockout. One of the notes we got is players just weren't understanding how those two things comboed in a loop. Well, we're going to drop Stringer's Lash, and instead we're going to put in Diamond Lance. Now, any ability kill is making your Diamond Lance. Your Knockout Punch.
I think, personal opinion here, I'm most excited for... Knockout's awesome. Consecration Knockout I think is going to be such a cool combination. Consecration's already really fun to use and is very strong, but being able to pair that with Knockout and other potential things, or like Consecration with Dringer's Lash, I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's going to be...
Hey, that makes a Diamond Lance.
You get, what,
throw your
3
Diamond Lance
consecrations
floor,
at that
everything's
point?
frozen. Now you can punch stuff again and get amplified with Knockout. Once we made that switch, all of a sudden it clicked in players' heads. This loop becomes a lot more
Combination's
fluid, and players
gonna
were
be
much more
sick.
satisfied with their starter loadout.
It's going to be overwhelming.
At the end of the day, like, the chaos is the point.
Yeah. If you aren't surprised and delighted in a way that you didn't expect, like, we f***ed up.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I love that.
This strike is probably one of the coolest strikes that
Oh, we got a strike.
we've ever released.
I started my Destiny journey playing strikes. I really wanted to push the expectations of what a strike could potentially be. This strike, it's sort of a memory out of the Witness's history of its race and what its buildings may have looked like in the past. A lot of the inspiration comes from 30s pulp novels, adventure flicks, uncovering ancient, hidden cities that have not seen a living soul in eons,
So just one new strike?
and then
And-
subsequently destroying those cities moments later.
Kind of expected a little more, if I'm being honest, but that's fine. As long as it has new
Imagine
mechanics in the
you're
strike.
in a narrow hallway. You need to escape it. Lava is descending.
Oh, that's cool.
Obstacle is coming out of the walls. You made this slide towards the closing door and you're dead. The door just closed right in front of your face, so
That happens a lot.
I have 7 Gilded Conqueror titles. I want this strike to be the hardest strike we ever
Flex,
made.
okay, chill.
I want people to scream and cry over this strike.
See what I mean about the UI, though?
And just say, how do I complete this strike on Grandmaster difficulty? And I'll be like, yes.
That's kind of one of the fun parts about making a strike. There's so much freedom and creativity to do wild things, and then testing that. It's just a lot of fun, that back and forth.
We have a very tight relationship with Test as designers, and I couldn't do anything I do gameplay-wise without Test there at my side. But as soon as I can get fresh eyes on it, I think that's where it really comes in.
We ran a lot of playtests, and every time I would invite people, I'm like, this is final playtest, but it's never final. We just can't stop.
It's really not just one department creating something special. When you see all those things combined in the iteration and the back and forth, and when you get to this end result where it just feels like it couldn't be any other way, we hit on something amazing here.
Very pretty. Very pretty. Oh, man, that's it. Yeah, there wasn't a ton in this one. Not really a ton of information. So they told us about a strike. I don't know if they've already mentioned everything about a strike. That was the first time I've heard that they're doing a strike. I assumed that there was going to be new strikes. It kind of seems like there's only one, which is like kind of expected a little more, but that's fine. Yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot. They talked about the Kavas stuff. The Kavas stuff, I expected it to do like a couple ricochets. That thing looked like it was just like pinging off of like so many enemies. So Kvostov has definitely the potential. It could be good. I'm excited to see it. What else? Was there really anything else? The weapons are very cool. Weapons are very cool aesthetically. I am not like crazy about them yet. I'm interested to see how the healing gun is going to work. And initially I was like, oh man, this is going to be crazy in PvP if I could just heal people as they're killing people, you know, kind of play that support role. But if it's a bar that fills up, then it might not actually be viable. In the last video that I did like a final shape kind of like early prediction. I'm probably going to do an official final shape prediction like right before the final shape comes out. It's going to list everything that I think is going to happen, how the story is going to end, how the story is going to keep moving forward. Like I'm going to probably do a video that's just talking about everything that's going to happen in the final shape. Like my bold, here's what I really think was going to happen in this campaign. Like who's going to die, who's not going to die, what's going to happen with the witness, what's going to happen with us, what's going to, you know, everything. I'll probably do a video, maybe, depends, thinking about it. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, as far as that Vidoc goes, there wasn't really a whole lot in there. We got to see the Kvostov a little bit more, which is very, very, very cool. I'm obviously excited for that weapon. And yeah, what else do I got for you? I don't think that's it. I think that's it. Obviously, I will be streaming the day that the final shape comes out. I will start 30 minutes before the release, and I will be going all day, probably until midnight my time. So we'll probably be doing a full 12-hour stream. You can't see it, but over here, I've got my whole streaming setup going for that day. Normally, I stream here at my computer desk, but we will be doing it over here. I got a couch over there, so we're going to be on the couch. We're going to be comfortable, full 12 hours. It's going to be different. We're going to try a different style. So anyways, that is all I got. I wasn't really as much of a reaction as I thought it was going to be. I thought they were going to talk about a little bit more, but there wasn't really a lot of information in there. So, but it's still very, very cool. I love seeing the behind the scenes stuff. Someone who wants to be a filmmaker, like you know, it's a pipe dream of mine is to be a filmmaker. It's just kind of cool. This isn't exactly the same thing, but you know, there's a lot of elements that are pulled from it, like the storyboarding that goes into it and things like that. It's just very cool to see all of that behind the scenes stuff. So, all right, I'm going to stop blabbing now. That is all I got. I'll talk to you guys later. And I love you. And, you know, like and subscribe. Bye.